Hello, I'm Michael Tingley. I'm the gallery director here at Arts Illiana Gallery. And welcome to our virtual opening of Masks. All of our exhibitions are guest curated by artists, and in exchange for their curation of our exhibitions, we give them a solo exhibition in our North Gallery. The guest curator for Masks is David Erickson. David Erickson recently retired from his professorship at ISU, Indiana State University, where he taught for over 30 years printmaking, papermaking, drawing, and is a well-known master printer. David has excelled in every type of printing imaginable, and we have our North Gallery filled with his work. Several frame pieces and a print rack full of prints. I'll start over here with some of the frame pieces. Here's a little wood engraving called Humphrey. Amazing detail. If I can zoom in there, you can see some of the detail. Like I said, David is a master printer, and we have some excellent examples of his work here. Here's another piece called Last of the Great Dowelled Laminates. Again, amazing amount of detail in his prints. Beautiful work. There's a larger frame piece. This is called Sentinel. It's dry point on acetate with collograph. Combination of materials and some other collaged paper in there. I'll zoom in, you can see some of the beautiful details. Cool stuff. Wow. Here's a construction that's made up of a relief print. Very strong political statement called La Niña, Pelo Rojo, female. Child with red hair. A very powerful statement on the disgusting behavior of our government with regards to immigrant children trying to cross into our country at the border. Caged. Strong statement from David. Here's an original drawing. Beautiful piece called Surf and Kerf. Pencil on masonite. You might not know that kerf refers to the gap that's left from a saw blade cutting through wood. Look at all the movement he's able to capture there. And the violence of the movement of the saw blade and the wave and the surfer. I love having this piece in the gallery, as you can see how some of the prints begin with the drawing on masonite, and then it's cut. All those lines would be cut out for printmaking. And you'll see some examples of masonry cuts. Here's one right next to it. It's a relief print made from a masonite cut. Cool piece. It's called Intransigence. Lots of content in David's work. Something I do indeed appreciate. Here's another wood engraving, Quaquiutl Storyteller. Many of David's prints refer to Native American mythological characters. This one, amazing detail. Here's a collograph printed on canvas, a canvas print of the collograph called Mishi Bizii. And that one already has a red dot on it. Here's a large piece, Cellular Fancy Dance, a relief print, and again another masonite cut. Let me back away here, you can see the whole piece. Wow, so many colors in there. Fantastic work. The movement of dancing and the bold character portrayed in that face. As well as the cell phone, old school cell phone with an antenna. Cool piece. Lots going on in there. Waterfire, Tiwa Illusionist. Another relief print from a lino cut. Complicated process with all those colors in there. Everything registered perfectly. Grounded Arborealist. Relief print from a paperboard cut. Beautiful work. Those are the framed pieces we have in the gallery. Now we have a print rack full of fantastic prints. This one is called Self-Pedicyclating. Self-pedicyclating. Cool piece. Lots of beautiful prints, extremely reasonable prices. Get these while you can. David's letting go of these beautiful prints. Fantastic work. Man, love this piece. I'll flip through some of these. Years ago, my wife and I had a cupcake bakery here in town, and we had a cupcake themed art show in the bakery every few months, and David was one of our contributors to that exhibition. And here's one of his examples. Our cupcake bakery was Caboodle Cupcakes, and this one is titled Caboodle to goal. Love it. Cool pieces. Another one of my really favorite pieces. Amazing detail in there. Look at that. Oh, man. David is indeed master printer. Beautiful work. So we have a print rack full of prints. All of these will be listed on our website. I'll have a catalog of all the pieces in the exhibition. You can purchase directly from the website. Or if you're local, we're open Thursdays, Fridays, 10 to 5. Or by appointment through our website and our email address, artsillianagallery@gmail.com. Now we'll continue on over to the exhibition that David guest curated for us. He had a tough job. There was 111 entries from all over the country and Canada, and he chose 70 pieces from 41 artists. Our exhibition Masks is sponsored by the Vigo County Public Library with generous funding from the Indiana Arts Commission. We appreciate their help in bringing this exhibition to the public. So as you can see, as we walk into the gallery, you get an idea of the fantastic variety, wonderful results from everyone. Man, I'm so pleased to see such a wide variety of responses to this theme. And so many different kinds of materials, so many different concepts. I've been saying this all week while I've been putting the show up, that it's just the range from humor to tragedy and everything in between. Fantastic work from everybody from 15 states and the District of Columbia, and 2 Canadian provinces. 41 artists contributed to this show. Love it, love it. So you can see as you first walk in, right away, boom. Wonderful portrait by Jennifer Weeks. Love this piece. Very appropriate for everything we've gone through this last year. And a nice, loud entrance to the exhibition. Wonderful piece, acrylic and oil on canvas by Jennifer Weeks. And then we'll move around here to the east wall and we'll see Quarantine and Consequences by Monica Halmer. Forgive me if I've mispronounced your name, Monica. And wonderful layered piece with so much going on in there. I'm a big fan of content in art, and this piece is a really good example of multiple interpretations and just filled with content. So much going on in there. Wonderful piece. Acrylic and alcohol ink on canvas. And right next to it, wonderful photograph by Fran Latanzio. Fran was quite surprised to see so many masks thrown out onto the streets in Terre Haute. I don't know if Terre Haute is unique, but it's really quite a comment on human behavior to see our streets just filled with this trashed masks. Wonderful composite of so many pictures of masks. And this one, you'll see a couple others from her. This is the one that concentrates on the blue masks. And speaking of blue masks, there's a bundle of blue masks found in the garbage. And this piece is titled Bundle by Vincix Gorlami from Kentucky. I failed to mention that the first artist was from Indiana, the second artist, Monica Hammer, was from Illinois, and Fran is from Indiana. This is an entry from Kentucky, Vincix Gorlami. And then below it, another one of his pieces, another photograph called Plague Mask. Really interesting moment he's captured there. With all that intense activity taking place behind that still of the plague mask. Fascinating piece. Here's one of Fran Lattanzio's other pieces called Pandemic Chroma Detritus. Interesting play of all the different colors, hence chroma. But the variety of masks found on the street is crazy. Really fascinating composite of 28 pieces? Nice. Okay, Louisa Merzen from Indiana. Very intense photograph called Mayan Shark Shaman. That's quite a mask. And below that is a piece by Suzanne Johnson from Michigan. The Pandemic Red Zone, Bravery, Apprehension, and Fear. Beautiful painting, oil on aluminum. Moving right along here, we've got a piece from Washington, D.C. This is called Masked Shadow. It's gouache on paper by Kathleen Zeifang. Interesting contrast between the dark and the hopefulness of the flower. From Ontario, Natalie Sobo's been in our gallery before. Very pleased to see another painting from her. This is acrylic on canvas called Have You Won, Mr. Smith? Interesting take. Fascinating, thought-provoking painting from Natalie Sobo. And below it, a third from Fran Lattanzio. This one is Pandemic Winter Detritus. So when we had a couple of snow days, there's the trashed masks peeking out from underneath the snow. Fran Latanzio. Okay. We got some wonderful work from Linda Moss from Louisiana. This is one of them. I Will Be Seeing You. Mixed media. And I don't have with me the list of all of the materials, but they will be available on our catalog online when I get everything listed. For the sake of my labels on the wall, I don't have enough space for all the materials, so mixed media, but you'll be able to look up on our website and the catalog to see exactly what materials she's used. I can tell you that there's some cloth as well as paint. And here's another one from her called Mirage. Interesting. Layers, needlework, painting. Cool stuff. Linda Moss, Louisiana. Local guy, Jack McGill. All right. He's got this beautiful photograph. I'll try to zoom in and see. You can see some of the sharp detail he's got in there. This is called Inspiration Dance Mask. Digital photo printed with metallic ink. And really interesting metallic result. Cool stuff from Jack McGill here in Terre Haute. And below it is another one from Linda Moss. Dress for the Job You Want. Another mixed media. I can zoom in a little bit here and you can see some of the details of the mixed media. There's a lot of cloth in there, as well as painting. Cool, I love this. I think Louisiana is well represented here in this piece. Cool, Linda, nice. Okay, now this one, I haven't fired it up. Let me back up a little bit and you can see the entire piece. This is a piece that was installed here, specifically in this space. And let's get it fired up here. You'll forgive me for not having it on before, but there's a soundtrack. The video loop alone is fascinating. A stop motion movie with a hand-built little cardboard set. Fascinating piece. Now, I don't know if you can hear the sound. I think it's up. Hopefully you can hear it. Let me get a little closer. Maybe you can hear it with my microphone. The sound is of the sound that the chalk made, that she made as she drew this portrait on this blackboard painted piece of wood. So she recorded the sound as she drew that here in the gallery. So that's a very site-specific installation with the sound that goes along with the video. You can find the video loop on YouTube, and that's from Annie Stout from here in Indiana. It's called 2020 Quarantine Bod. Let me go back again. You can see it from a distance, what the whole piece looks like in the context of our installation here. Fascinating. Love it, love it. All right. And here's one more from Linda Moss, Louisiana. Metamorphosis. Mixed media again. You can see the cloth butterflies and all this patchwork down below. And then painted. Fascinating piece. Another piece from Jack McGill, one of our local photographers. Midnight Purple Passion. Another digital photo printed with metallic ink. And let's see if I can zoom in and get out of the way a little bit. There's quite a bit of reflection on it tonight here. But you get the idea of the detail and the luster that's produced by that metallic ink. Beautiful photograph. Midnight Purple Passion. Cool. Masquerading as Plague Doctor. This is a acrylic on canvas by Lyle Ann Musselman. She's from Indiana. And interesting. Funny little piece. Below it, we've got PPE from Brian Bromstrup in Indiana. Let's see if I can get out of the picture a little bit. There you go. Interesting. Digital manipulation. Interesting. All right. North Carolina is represented by Laura Sexton. Wonderful assortment of portraits, and these are teachers facing the challenge. This one is Teachers Facing the Challenge number 2. And I think we can all appreciate the fact that she's giving some recognition to teachers facing the challenge. Nice variety of portrait work. Good stuff from Laura Sexton. Now here, I must back up. I'm just so fascinated by this particular wall because of the wide variety and the contrast. The contrast between styles and materials, size. I love this. I'm very proud of this wall. I really appreciate all of these artists bringing this work to us. A lot of this was shipped quite a distance, so really appreciate having it brought to our gallery. This contrast in particular has just fascinated me. As soon as I opened up the boxes that these were in, starting with this wonderful lithograph, man, from Amy Silberkleit in New York. If you can see some of the amazing detail, look at that. Man, that is a good litho, man. Whew. Champion work from Amy Silberkleit. It's titled Mother, from the Dream Time series. And then, like I was saying, the dramatic contrast between that and the one above it called Spring from Dorothy Bennett in Illinois. Mostly yarn. Some beadwork in there too. If I can see some of the details. The beadwork and yarn. It's so whimsical and cheerful for our dark times. Again, Dorothy Bennett, Illinois, and Amy Silverclight, New York. Next to it, oh yeah. Yeah, Rob Millard Mendez from Indiana. Let me back up, you can see the whole piece. Fantastic sculpture. I get over here, you can see how 3D it is. It comes away from the wall quite a distance, as is his other one back here. We'll get to that one too, but you can see how far it comes off the wall. And I'll zoom in, you can see some of the detail. This is made from wood measuring sticks. There's a wood base underneath it, and then the wood measuring sticks. Amazing craftsmanship, creativity. I love these little mouths here, talking in the ear. The cannons up above. It's called Conversation in a Small Boat Mask. Cool piece from Rob. Yeah, I love it. Nice. And right next to it, from Georgia. Cool, we have a piece by Sherry Yadagari. Mixed media. I think it's mostly acrylic, and then the manipulated mask. And you see from the side, the mask protrudes from the canvas. Interesting. Nice piece from Sherry Yadagari in Georgia called Mask. And next to it is the other one from, another one from Rob Millard Mendez. See, you get a little close up here, you can see some of the detail of those measuring sticks. The detail work. All those little nails. Man. Cool stuff from Rob Millard Mendez. Champion piece. Man. I get some cool shadows from some of these pieces too. Nice. Nice. Next to it is the second one from Amy Silverclight in New York. Again, another lithograph with just, oh man, the textures, the variety of textures that she's captured. That just amazes me, to get that much detail in there, man. And then, wow, strong piece. Very cool. Intense eyes. Wow. That's called Corona, Dreamtime series. And above it, that fun contrast. This one is called Winter, from Dorothy Bennett, Illinois. Cool. Again, there's lots of yarn and beadwork and really cool details in there. Very expressive. I love having this personality in the gallery. Cool. And then Teachers Facing Challenge number 1 from Laura Sexton in North Carolina. Wow. 9 more really powerful portraits. Very expressive. Good stuff. Yeah, she's, as you all know, we've had to learn each other's eyes over this past year. And Laura has certainly captured each of these personalities in their eyes. Good job. Cool. Teachers Facing the Challenge. Here's another one from Lyle Ann Musselman. I love this whole concept of the crows fighting over a mask. It's called After Vaccines, Nevermore. That's a good title. Lyle Ann Musselman, Indiana. Cool. Pastel. Good job. And one more from Dorothy Bennett. Speaking of dramatic contrast, this is one of the biggest pieces in the show. One of the biggest masks I've ever seen. This is called From Where Do I Come? Mixed media. There's a lot of yarn. There's leather, feathers. Interesting piece, and you can see, get an idea of just how big it is. Interesting. All right. And a lovely piece that, unfortunately, it's nighttime and you can't see the light shining through it like we've enjoyed it all day today. We've got it in the window so the sunlight passes right through it. It's called Reflections of Identity from Lauren Richardson in Florida. Beautiful stained glass and mirrored glass. I'll come around on the side. You can see the 3D nature of it. That face. And lots of really beautiful colors in the stained glass. Let me see. Let me try to hold it up. Let's see. There you go. Get a little bit of the idea of how colorful it is. Cool piece. Oh, sorry. Another one from Rob Millard Mendez. Man, this guy just blows me away with these big pieces. They're so cool, man. Such a wide variety of materials, concepts. Here it is straight on. It's called Faith on Mask, NASA Allegory. Now, one thing I'm impressed with also is that a lot of these were made pre-pandemic. Artists have been fascinated with masks for a long time. It's only in the context of our pandemic that they've taken on a completely different meaning for us. But this is one from 2018. A fantastic assortment of materials. The tile and grout. And these are all, let's see if I get, these are all matchsticks forming this flying figure. And then the oven mitts. Cool piece, man. Love it. All right. Now we've got two ceramic masks from Kevin Mieres in Florida. Interesting. You can see the reminiscent of Greek art and theater. Nice ceramic and glaze. Yeah. A lot of character in there. He's captured somebody. Interesting. Mask number 1, mask number 2. Ceramic and glaze from Kevin Mieres, Florida. All right. Back to 2D again here. We've got Kabuki from Jeffrey Wozniak in Illinois. Acrylic on masonite. Speaking of characters, I think he's captured a strong character there. Kabuki. Speaking of theatrical and drama. I blow it. Really fine, detailed, modeled acrylic on wood from Christine Odell Ferguson in Massachusetts. Such fine, smooth modeling on that nice, detailed piece. Acrylic on wood. And up here we've got a giant's mask. Wear it, wear it, wear it, by Catherine Batcher. I'm not sure the pronunciation. Forgive me, Catherine. From California. Multimedia, all kinds of mixed media in there. Cloth and, oh man, looks like there's some glitter and all kinds of materials that you'll see listed on the catalog when we get that up online. And you can get an idea of how far it comes away from the wall. Interesting piece. And then below it, a second piece from Monica Hoemer from Illinois. This one's called Wishes. I think there's some provocative concepts going on in there. That's interesting. And then over here, another one from Jeffrey Wozniak from Illinois. This one's called Venetian Blue. Again, he's captured that theatrical drama. Venetian masked balls. Interesting character. Acrylic and ink on masonite. Below it, Christian Foot. Really fine, detailed ink drawing on paper. Christian Foot's from Indiana, and get in here, you can see some of the fine line work and detail. Interesting. Shogun. Yeah. Good piece. All right, over here we've got Kinser Mask of the Watcher. This is from a husband and wife team of Alan and Annabelle Amos in Washington State. Mixed media, again, I know there's some bones in there. There's a Smoothcast 300 is one. And if I'll pause here for a second for a commercial for Smoothcast 300, maybe they'll send me a free sample. Use Smoothcast 300 to get perfectly detailed casting. That's Smoothcast 300. You can go to their website, smoothcast.com. Please send me some samples. Love Smoothcast. Look at that, a fantastic mask. And some actual bones in there, and cool piece, man. Above it, Masked Despair from Mary Byers in Michigan. Speaking of drama and theater, I find that very theatrical, and Greek theater, very expressive, with the tears. I certainly see despair. Interesting stoneware with glaze. And you can see it's relatively flat, but just enough relief to get really expressive. Cool piece from Mary Byers. All right. Masked Mandate 5 from Chad Ferber in New York. This is a monotype, ink, paper. I think that's a fascinating idea of using the mask to print from. Interesting image. Good piece from Chad Ferber in New York. And below it, one of my pieces. This is David Masked. It's a sculpture of a little bust of Michelangelo's David, and the face covered with masking tape. I was experimenting with making a mask out of masking tape. Seemed like the perfect material for a mask. And you can see some of the detail there. So this is a digital photograph of the bust with masking tape on it. David Masked. Linda Moss, another piece from Louisiana. Shapeshifter. Mixed media again. And I can zoom in here, you can see some of the detail work on that piece. Interesting. Yeah. Figured I wouldn't want to run into you in the bayou. Cool piece. And below it, Tall Masks. A digital photograph of actual people on the street. This is from Lori McLaurin in Indiana. I would be quite surprised to see this couple walking down the street, but good thing she had her camera handy. Cool piece. Unmasked, unabashed, and unprecedented, as in presidential. Unprecedented. This is from Jane Oskowski Olin in Vermont. Interesting, multi-layered, complicated piece. If you zoom in, you can see there's a lot going on in there. Fascinating. Layers and layers and layers. Unmasked, unabashed, and unprecedented. All right. few more 2D pieces over here. Here's another mask from Rob Millard Mendez. Opioid mask. A nice comical comment on terribly tragic issue. He used pill bottles and thread. Zoom in, you can see some of the detail of the sewing that he put into that. So those pill bottles are actually polycarbonate. In the late afternoon, the sun hits just the tip of the nose and makes it glow. It's really cool. You have to come by in the afternoon some Thursday or Friday. Here's Lola on the Town from Aaron Blitz in Illinois. Let's see if I can get some of the beautiful glass work. Look at that. Wow. Fused and kiln-formed glass. Beautiful work from Aaron Blitz. Champion piece. Here's an artist from California, Steven Nunez. This is called Essential in Green. A little homage to the first responders, the nurses, caregivers. There's acrylic inks on paper. It's a print that we have multiple versions of it. We have pink, you'll see, and this green one, and we have a blue one. Louisa Merzen, Indiana, another one of her photographs. This one is Jaguar, God of the Underworld. A G-clay print of a digital photo on. Beautiful, beautiful detail. Wow. That's quite a photograph. Below it, Mary Mayhew from Indiana. That's the cutest little painting, oil on canvas panel. It's called You Can't See Me. Yeah. Talk about the extremes of issues and feelings about masks. There's a sweet one. And another fun piece from Lyle Ann Musselman. Another acrylic on canvas from her. My Corona-conscious cats. I love it. Yeah, it looks like she's really captured some distinct personalities. Cool painting. Below it, Lynn Brightfeller from New Jersey. Really provocative photograph of someone in a mask. Sitting on, looks like rusted farm machinery. Nice. Again, provocative, interesting. All right, from Texas, Alejandro Borges. Nice piece, look at that. That's cool, I love it. The mask presses our squared flower. Interesting mix of materials. It's graphite, ink, pencil on mylar paper. Lovely drawing. Detail. Nice details and interesting modeling. Fascinating. The mask presses our squared flower. All right. Lovely piece from my talented assistant with the Steadicam. She finally got it working for me. Beautiful piece, acrylic and ink and inkjet on paper. Fascinating. I mean, speaking of provocative and content and just wonder, as well as really perfect technique on the acrylic wash and the ink. Fascinating. Lost boy. Cool piece from Susan Tingley in Indiana. Below it, another one from Lynn Brightfeller in New Jersey. Another very fascinating and provocative photograph of someone wearing a mask in the woods. Interesting, very interesting. I love the way she's muted the background colors and highlighted the orange of the mask in contrast to all that desolate landscape. Interesting. Untitled 3 from Lynn Brightfeller, New Jersey. Another one of hers, Untitled 5. Let's see if I can get away from the reflection. There you go. Yeah, again, another provocative image. Beautiful detail in the photograph. And just makes you wonder, what is going on? Why? Cool piece. And then another lovely oil on canvas panel from Mary Mayhew here in Indiana. Flying 2020. Yep. There you go. Interesting reflection of our times. Cool. Here's another one from Stephen Nunez, another one of his prints. This one is Essential in Pink. Get away from it a little bit. Maybe there you can see a little better. Nice print. All right. Okay. I got to back up a little bit to see. I'm fascinated by the contrast between these two. A minimum mask and a maximum mask. Wonderful personal painting from Austin Roberts here in Indiana. Oil on canvas. Several people who have been in the gallery have had to walk up really close to see that that's not an actual piece of paper. It's painted. Interesting. And, you know, speaking of content and provocative and expressive, fascinating painting called Daphne from Austin Roberts. And next to it, another one of mine. This is the crazy maximum mask It's called Sparky Mask. I recognize the spark plugs. All kinds of mixed media there. You name it. Some horn and antler and plastic old welder's mask and a ceramic doll on the inside with kind of a frightening mouth. Sparky mask. Okay, a few more pieces down the middle here. Beautiful. I love the simplicity to go from that complicated sparky mask with all kinds of materials to this, the purity of this COVID unmask by Linda Jules from British Columbia. This is cast paper, cotton linter. Beautiful, delicate, actually cast from her son's face. The purity and simplicity of it is so interesting. Nice piece. And then another interesting take on making your own mask, peeking from behind. This is mixed media. There's, I believe some kind of art clay and fake nails and ribbon. But if you can see, it's like two hands being held in front of the face. And I would try it on for you if I didn't have to hold the camera, but it looks like it would fit. Interesting. Fascinating. Really interesting marbled clay. Cool piece. And then, whoa, sorry about that. From Erin Blitz, if you remember her glass mask. Again, the simplicity and elegance of fused and kiln-formed glass to make the prophylactic, guarding from or preventing the spread of disease. A glass version is so delicate, if you can see the scale from my hand, delicate version of the typical medical mask. And then another one of mine. This is Barbie masked. I couldn't resist the temptation to put the Darth Vader mask on Barbie. Speaking of contrast. Barbie masked. And it's all a mask from Rod Bradfield here in Indiana. Nice piece, man. Mixed media. Oh man, he uses all kinds of materials. Again, you'll have to look on our catalog. I'll list all the materials. But very creative artist. Look at this. Cool piece. Cool piece. Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's it. Amazing exhibition. Love it. So happy that so many people sent us entries and David Erickson was so generous in giving us his time, choosing from 111 entries, the 66 that we have in here now, a fascinating selection, such a wide variety, expression of so many different takes on the theme of masks. So we are open Thursdays and Fridays from 10 to 5. So mask up, get into the gallery. You can also make an appointment via the email Arts Illiana Gallery @gmail.com. And you'll be able to view the full catalog online on our website, artsilliana.com/gallery. And you'll get a detailed view of all the art in the exhibition. And you'll see all of David's work listed individually, all those prints in the print rack, and all his amazing, skilled prints and drawing. So good stuff from 42 artists, 15 states, District of Columbia, British Columbia, and Ontario. So, there you have it. Another exhibition at Arts Illiana Gallery. And man, I love it. It's cool stuff. It's cool stuff.